Yo, 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 what's up? Welcome back to the KDK podcast. This is Dala.
Yeah, this is cool.
And it's Kong here.
Today, we're going to talk about a new movie that just came out on select theaters by A24.
Yep, my favorite movie production theater.
Featuring
company at the hell.
Michelle, yo, everywhere, everything,
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah.
Damn, we butchered the name. It's okay.
And A24 also makes films such as Hereditary,
The Green Knight. Minari.
Yup.
I don't know. Every movie that comes out through their company is always a banger. Like it's for sure. Like not all of them are that like super good, but it's always an interesting watch for sure.
You know, when you saw the trailer, what was like your thought when you saw the trailer first? Like, what was your thought, Ku?
To me, when I saw the trailer, I knew it was going to be something different, like kind of like a mindfuck type of movie. So from the beginning, once I saw the trailer, in my head I knew like, yep, I need to watch this movie.
Mhm.
It looks super interesting, and since it's by A24, I was thinking like, okay, yeah, I have to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know what I was going to get into, but I knew it was just going to be really interesting and is maybe different than, Michelle Yeoh's other movie. But yeah.
Okay, calm.
I did not know what it was. I guess I want to say like they did like the trailer right, where they didn't tell you everything. So when you watch the trailer, for me it was just more like, oh, this looks interesting. I do want to watch it, but it didn't really catch my attention. I guess compared to Cool, I feel like maybe it caught your attention more because you shared the trailer to us when it first came out. But for me, I watched it and I was intrigued and interested, but it wasn't something like in my head I'm like, yep, I'm gonna watch this the first time it comes out.
Mhm.
Basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. When Ku shared the trailer to us, I was like, oh, like, damn, this is weird, but damn, it looks pretty damn
Yeah.
interesting, Like, there's different types of her shown in the trailer, so I was like, oh, it's like a little multiverse thingy majig. But, obviously the connection for me is the other multiverse movie out there right now is Spider-Man, so I'm like, okay, how are they going to tackle this,
Yeah.
But, yeah, so it was interesting from just seeing the trailer for sure,
Yeah, for me, I think it wasn't as appealing to me. I guess that's not the right term, but I didn't want to watch it right when it first came out because, with multiverse, especially like Spider-Man, like, what the other multiverse is. So you're excited to see those multiverses.
Mm-hmm.
But here's like, fresh new content. So for me, since we didn't know much about it, it didn't really make me want to watch it as much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, well, for me, because there's like a bunch of multiverse movies out there already, but then this one is just different because it's not like superhero like, I think. And when I watched it, to me, I just kind of feel like it's different from, like Spider-Man or just any other multiverse, because usually those are more. I guess those are more like. I don't know. It just felt different. This one was like, okay, this one seems like something new and interesting, especially when you have like the actors and actresses in there. They're not like the typical. It's not made by the typical Hollywood team,
Mm-hmm.
So I just knew it was going to be different.
Okay. So yeah, did you guys like it?
Did you like it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I loved it. I thought it was
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
I thought it was amazing too, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. To me, like, I liked it because it's not just a bunch of multi-universe things. The story blends in very well. At first, you don't really get it,
Mm-hmm.
but then along the way they explain it to you, and there's something that you don't get, but you're not supposed to get it at first, and later on though, like you'll start to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a really good movie. Everything, uh, everything was pretty much built up really good. So it was really good.
Yeah.
Before we like dive more into spoilers,
Mhm.
like just a brief overview is about Michelle Yeoh's character and her husband. They own their own laundry shop, and they have a daughter, and they're kind of struggling, not really enjoying life. That's kind of like the premise of it. But yeah, you can
Mhm.
go ahead.
Yeah. I guess I'll kind of explain like the journey it took me on, right? And I guess we could give you guys a chance to explain your journey, you know. So like kind of like who's saying like it was a little confusing at first, like okay, yo, you know, okay, they own a laundromat, they're struggling, they're being audited by the IRS, and then like all of a sudden like boom, you know, her husband changes like to a totally new person,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're like, whoa, what the heck? And then he tells her like, oh, do this or that, and then you're like, oh, okay, it's about to get funky right now. And like it caught me off guard, like with like the Bluetooth headsets, you know, that was
Yeah.
kind of corny for me. But then
Yeah.
like but then it's like, you know, it makes sense. You know, it's different. It's not like superpowers, you know, multiverse stuff. It's like technology helping them
Yeah.
getting between multiverses. But it went from like, okay, interesting storyline to like, this shit is weird as fuck. This is just like weird, confusing, and then also it got to like point where it's like it's so ridiculously weird that it's actually entertaining. You
Yeah.
know, with like and then the first fight sequence was like, oh damn, okay, action's pretty good. So
Mhm.
I know I'm in for a good show.
Yeah.
And then again, like the sequences of all the ridiculous things you don't think would ever happen in like an action movie happens.
Yeah.
And then it goes from that to like, you know, very emotional moments to a very good theme of like just the of the characters. And then it also just made me very interested in like who that girl was, you know, the daughter. I'm like, oh, you know, like her acting is really good.
Mhm.
Like I'm curious what else she gonna bring to the table. What other movies
Yeah.
is she gonna make? And then the dude, the father, I didn't even know he was, you know, the original. What's the movie?
Yeah, he's from the Goonies.
The Goonies.
and
Oh,
he's
the
from
kid. I did not know that.
In Indiana Jones.
Indiana
Yeah.
Jones.
Yeah. Like I didn't know that until
Cool.
like after the movie, and I like researched it more. Like, oh, who's this the guy? And a little fun fact is, well, I'll mention the fun fact after, but yeah, like I just enjoyed the roller coaster ride it put me on. And I know I did like a Facebook post about like, dude, this shit will get you to all the emotions, man. And yeah, so I loved it. I thought it was a phenomenal movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it too. It's probably so far my movie of the year for me, man.
Mm-hmm.
This movie gave me experience kind of like when you watch Parasite, the Korean movie, right? They're not the same experience as in they're similar movies, but like similar experience as you go in and you're not really sure what you're gonna watch. You know, people are saying it's a great movie. You go in, you don't know what you're watching, and it takes you on a ride, and you don't know what's coming next, right? Like, whoa, this is weird.
Mm-hmm.
At first, it starts out like, you know, the cliche story, you know, the cliche. This is the cliche stereotypical grandpa, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, where's this going? Then it gets weird, and then it gets weirder, and then it gets weirder, but in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you know, that's it. You know, element of surprise. I would say this movie is like an original movie. You know, like if you go watch Eternals, we don't know who the Eternals are as superheroes,
Mm-hmm.
but knowing that it's superhero, we kind of know how it's gonna go. Like,
Yeah.
and it goes exactly like that. But this movie, you go in, you don't know anything at all, and it takes you on a fun ride for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this movie was inspired by many other movies. Like, it was inspired by Kung Fu flicks. It was
Yeah.
Inspired by
Mm-hmm.
like Matrix, or like just
Yeah,
like
for sure. Yeah.
just like movies that have like other universes. But you know, they put all of them together to make like this original script, and yeah, and it was made obviously. The story is about an Asian family, pretty much, and what got me super interested, right, was when the security cam, when she was doing her papers, and the security camera showed him jumping around
Yeah.
the laundromat
The
and stuff.
husband
I'm
got
like,
converted.
huh?
Yeah.
Man, I was thinking, what the hell? Okay, and this is getting a little bit trippy now, but
Yeah.
guess we'll see what goes on later. But yeah, at first it is built up slow, like any other movie. Obviously, that's kind of how they build up the characters a bit. It's just showing the characters' daily lives. But then, yeah, it when it starts to get crazy, it gets like really crazy, and then you're like, whoa, shit, and then boom, it just gets super interesting from then on. Like, oh, okay, and yeah, to me, I thought it was really good. There were moments in there where I felt like, damn, I don't know if any other movie could film it like this. This moment. Well, are we like talking about spoilers right now, or
Yeah, we could talk about it.
Did you guys want to give our rating first and then go into spoilers?
I'll give it
Yeah, we
out
can do
of
that.
what?
I don't know, whatever your
I'll
rating
give
is
it
yourself.
I'll give it like a 9 out of 10.
A 9 out of 10.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool.
I give it a 4 out of 5.
I'll give it. I might have to give it like a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like the whole movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I was saying, like when the
Spoilers alert.
Spoilers coming.
the scene when they were both rocks and they're just having a conversation, and you just
Yeah.
read the text. I was like, damn, like if you really think about it, you're just looking at this scene with these two rocks are just staring at each other with the eyes, and there's not
Yeah.
really anything going on. But then
Yeah.
they made it to the point where it got so interesting that when it slowed down for that part, it was really interesting. Also because it was when the daughter and the mother were speaking to each other, and I was thinking, man, I don't really even see them have like any conversations like this. Also,
Mhm.
so that was kind of like a point where they actually were able to like have conversations with each other, like deep conversations and stuff.
Mhm.
So I was like, damn, I'm really just sitting here looking at two damn rocks
Yeah,
talk,
yeah.
But it was like interesting, like, oh, okay, damn, this is like really cool.
Yeah. Only that film could pull it off with how obnoxious it is.
Yeah.
Like it's so obnoxious in a fun, funny, sad, mad, crazy way. You
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
And since we're now to spoilers, just a spoiler premise, more detailed of it is, they're broke. They're in they're in the laundromat business, not making much money, and while they're having a meeting with the IRS, her husband gets taken by another form of her husband in another alternate universe,
Mhm.
and then he tells her, "Hey, you can either go through with this meeting, live on with your life, or you go to this room, and we do what we have to do to save the universe."
Mhm.
And then she was doubtful of it, and then you can tell she got sick of, just tired of shit, while in that meeting with the IRS. So she decided to go to the room with her husband from the alternate universe, and then bam, that's when stuff gets crazy. She finds out that, hey, there's this person. What's her name? Topo Bonaki or something.
Yeah, weird as
The
hell.
weird ass name Topo Bonaki is after you. I think you're the one. Come with me, and boom, Topo Tanaki's people take over the universe and try to fight her, and then they just kind of try to escape from this bad guy while they teach her how to jump between universes to gain different skills from different versions of herself in another universe. So they have to do like some weird stuff to trigger that travel. So that I don't want to talk about the main part yet. We can talk about that. That was a funny part. But basically, for example, she has to like pour pop up her nose, and then boom, she triggers the ability to go to another universe. Boom, she finds herself in another universe that knows kung fu. So now she knows kung fu, like just stuff like that. And then I guess we'll leave off the reveal of who the villain is. But yeah, what do you guys want to go from there? Like,
I mean, if we're talking about spoilers, we're kind of assuming that everyone knows those type of story already, right?
Yeah, we could.
Well, there's some listeners who don't watch
Yeah.
movies and still listen.
I guess.
I mean, I guess I'm just gonna piggyback on what you said about like them having to do weird shit to gain their superpowers, and like when they first showed the father eating the chapstick, you know, I was like,
Oh,
what
yeah,
the
yeah,
hell is
yeah,
going
yeah.
on? Like, why would he do that? Like, that makes no sense. And then they explain like why, and then you see all the weird shit they do to gain their powers. And I remember like the scene of the two security guards, you know, and then it was just like, yo, this is ridiculous, bro. Like, who the hell thought of this? But like, it's so fucking
Yeah, yeah.
funny and entertaining, you know.
I know it's like what?
Yeah.
There's like comedic stuff in there, but there's like good action fighting scenes in there also, and then the acting was really good too. So I'm like, damn, it's like all these different things together, and they're all being put really well together. Yeah. Was there anything that you guys didn't like about the movie, or something you guys felt they could have done better?
There was one flaw for me that is why it wasn't like a perfect 5 out of 5 for me. But I get it too. So you know, like we were talking about, there's a villain, Tobo Bonaka, who's trying to find the right version of the main character, Michelle Yeoh, and kill her. Right. Find out the main villain is the daughter. The daughter in the regular universe, she's gay. She has a girlfriend, and essentially they give you the feeling that in every universe, she's not the perfect mother to her daughter. So her daughter in the universe, the daughter who became the bad guy, right, the villain. In that universe, Michelle Yeoh's character is smart and a scientist, and discovered multiverse traveling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she pushed her daughter in multiverse traveling, where her daughter just experienced all the realities, and then her mindset is, you know, I don't care anymore. Like, nothing really matters now that I see everything.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, they built her up like she is a badass villain wise, but they kind of turn around against that and just made it like, Mom, I just wanted someone to be able to know what I know, and I wanted it to be you. So she's literally going through all the different universe realities, and what she does is she makes her experience, Michelle Yeoh's character, that is, experience all the realities. If Michelle Yeoh can't handle it, she dies. That's not the one she wants. So the Michelle Yeoh in the movie, the main character, she's able to handle that. So that's essentially what the daughter wants, right? The main villain. I don't know, you know, they kind of built her up to be a badass supervillain, just to be like, I just wanted you to be with me to know how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of like a plateau of the villain for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's like literally the only flaw, and it's not even that bad of a flaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know. I don't know if there's much I didn't like. I guess like it just kind of started slow. That was it. But I mean, boom! Once it like ramped up, it was just like funny as hell, crazy, sad, emotional, the rest of the way. Yeah.
Y'all want to talk about some of your favorite moments, like the funny moments? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So,
but what did you know?
yeah. Oh yeah.
I'd say when the father from the Alpha was it the Alpha universe?
Yep. They call him.
So that's the world where they learned how to travel to the other universe first. When he died in that world, I just felt like he kind of just died, and then they just kind of moved on from there. You know, that I would like to kind of know, like, dang, you know, because obviously him in that universe is a different universe than the one that the main story is on. You know, so I was kind of thinking like, dang, it would be good to kind of get to know more of his side also, instead of just when he died, they just kind of left him dead, and there was no mention of that person at all. Now they just moved on, and now she's just pretty much doing her own thing. And I was like, dang, you're just gonna leave this dude dead? This dude's the one who kind of helped you go through this. And yeah, and I guess at first the Bluetooth thing was kind of dumb to me, because I was like, if you go to this universe, but this universe has never invented this thing before, how did you even bring it? How do people even have a whole bunch of it with them? You know,
That's true.
So I was like, that's kind of weird. But I guess later on, when Michelle Yeoh was like going through all the multi-universe and she started having like all these equipment in her hand, like it kept swapping to different things.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I was thinking, maybe like she's so good swapping to other universes now that she's able to actually bring something from a different universe to her universe, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I thought maybe that's what they did. How like all the bad people got the little Bluetooth stuff. Maybe because you know the evil daughter was so good that she was able to like teleport all these other stuff to this universe from them. So I was like, okay, that makes a little bit more sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah,
All right.
that was my only thing where I was like, damn, I just hope they would have like did more with this character when he was the one who kind of like started this whole path for Michelle Yeoh, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. All right. What's some of your favorite moments, man?
I guess when the security guards had to like get the dildos up their ass to get their power, you know, like it was like, really? Like, come on, this is really how y'all gonna do this right now?
Yeah.
And then once they got it inside them, it's still hanging in them.
Yeah.
They're fighting. It was like, damn, they're really fighting with this shit.
That was
Yes,
ridiculous.
You know?
Yeah. Yep.
That's
The IRS lady, she's super anal. She does her job really well, so she gets rewarded anal plugs as trophies because she's super anal about her
I didn't
job.
even notice that.
Yeah. She's super anal about her job, so they give her anal plug trophies. And then they have, if you want to travel multiverses, you have to do something weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bad guys, they didn't have anything to do anything weird with, and they saw the anal plug. And then there was like a race to like do the anal plug for the bad guys, and Michelle Yeoh was just like fucking fighting them and making them go farther from the anal plug. And then one guy finally did it, and like Dallas said, man, the anal plug stuck up this dude's ass hanging around, and he's still fighting in these badass fight scenes. That was pretty funny, yeah.
And then I also liked when the villain dollar first shows up, like shows all her power, killing everybody or all the scary guys. Like, damn, like she's badass, you know, like she literally could do anything she want, you know. Like I thought that was really entertaining and cool.
Mm-hmm.
I also like the very emotional themes that they had.
Yeah.
Shit, I even thought I think the part that got me the saddest was her conversation with her daughter towards the end, and then also even her and the husband when she's a movie star and they have like the little confrontation in the alley.
Yeah.
That shit, like I feel like I was relating to that, you know, and it's funny because me and my girl watched it together, and like she was like, "Damn, did you feel like any relations to any of these moments?" I'm like, "Yeah, I feel like that too." And what he said was so damn deep. Even though right now we're like following your dreams in this universe of becoming a movie star, I still would have loved you the same way, even if we lived in a laundromat together in the other universe, right? So it was just like, damn, like that's deep as hell. That's love, you know.
Yeah,
And
that line was deep.
that shit got me like, ding.
Yeah, he said, he said,
God, you look at your girl like,
she knew, like, she already experienced all the universe life, so she's like, damn, my life would have been better without him. And then the universe life with that, they didn't got married. They both did really well. And then he said, because he still liked her, and so he's like, I think I would have rather lived a life in a laundromat with you than not at all.
Yeah,
like,
not rather. He said just like if in another life, I still would have.
Yeah.
I still would have enjoyed just living in owning a laundry with you.
And that was like, bam,
showing that like I don't care, like I love you no matter like who you are, you know. And that shit was deep. So, yeah, and obviously again like the conversation with her daughter, like her like trying to fight for her voice because she's gay and she's like kind of unheard in the story, like trying to like just tell people, hey, like I want Gramps to know that I'm gay, and like her mom kind of like doesn't acknowledge it until the end. But yeah, like I think those are my favorite moments. Yeah,
for sure. All right, cool. What about you?
I think I liked all the fighting scenes. I thought it was shot real well. Cause I hate how like when Hollywood shoots fighting scenes, there's so many cuts to it that it gets super annoying. But there were like cuts that were like they made sense, and there were shots that like they didn't do any cuts in there until like a little later, so you could actually see like them actually fighting. So I was like, okay, it was cool. So the fight scene when he bit on was that the chapstick?
Dog. Sorry, guys.
So that fight, I was like, damn, that fight was pretty pretty interesting, pretty cool because
Mhm.
it kind of reminded me of the Jackie Chan.
He looked just like Jackie
Yeah,
Chan.
no, I was like,
Oh,
first
I
fight
thought
scene
he
Jackie
looked
Chan.
just
Yeah.
like Jackie Chan.
But then
too,
yeah, the
bro.
fight scene was like, okay, this is like kind of like Jackie Chan style type of fighting, and it was just wasn't shot bad. It was shot really well. So I was like, damn, it's pretty tight. Even with the Michelle Yeoh's fight, like, damn, shit was pretty
Yeah.
tight.
Mhm.
And yeah, like they have like a lot of emotional
Yeah,
conversations in it. That I was like, damn, that's pretty deep.
yeah.
I think there was
for
one that was
sure.
pretty deep. I don't know why it was deep, but it was when the husband and Michelle Yeoh were hiding in that room with the grandpa and the daughter was they locked the door so the evil daughter can't come in. So
Mhm.
then he was telling her like like you're like the one chosen one pretty much, right, for the universe. And she was like, why am I the chosen one or
Mhm.
whatever, and why me? I'm not like pretty much she's saying like she's like the nobody. She can't do anything. But her other universes, she was like successful and stuff. And he was like, don't you get it? You're you you're so capable of doing anything because you're so bad at doing everything. I was like, I don't know, this kind
Damn.
of deep, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of deep. And then, yeah, but yeah, they just had like a bunch of
Yeah.
deep conversations, and then yeah, that funny scenes were funny. The scene where the universe where they had hot dog fingers, I think that was a little funny, but to me, I was kind of thinking like, that's not really that funny
Yeah,
though.
the
I thought it was funny, but when the part when they showed when they were still apes, they showed how like the hot dog fingers
oh
were actually took over because
Oh yeah.
the hot dog finger ape killed the ape that had regular finger.
Yeah.
So that's how they
Evolution.
took over. You
Yeah.
know?
yeah. What's funny about that universe too is because she was against her daughter being gay or ashamed, like embarrassed about it. But in that universe, she's gay with the IRS
Yeah,
lady.
yeah. So
Yeah.
like, it's so crazy how there's so many themes that, or like, there's so many things in the movie that connects back to
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
original universe. Like,
Yeah,
it showed her like, oh, this is what it's like to be gay. And
Yeah.
then like in another universe, yeah, like, I don't know, it just all
and
connects.
you know what's
yeah.
crazy too? Because like towards the end, the IRS lady, when they both sat outside,
Mm-hmm.
she was like, why did you let us off? But then you kind of noticed, like what I noticed, because that's her lover in another universe, right? The
Mhm.
artist lady,
Mm-hmm.
and she like, you can tell she kind of like had a moment too, because maybe she did feel those feelings too from that other universe for
Mhm.
her, right? And it's just really like you said, small things like that connect.
Yeah, they even like, it feel like they even closed her story right there when they
Yeah.
had the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, oh damn, like they gave her like an importance into the film too.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the supporting characters were like really good too. Like they actually meant something to like her. And you
Yeah.
kind of notice how like in the original universe, obviously they have family issues, and then like
Yeah.
all the multi-universe stuff all connects with her with their family too. Like
Mhm.
the grandpa's one of the persons that's trying to kill the evil daughter.
Yeah.
The daughter's the evil daughter.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
father's the person from the the Alpha universe that found her to
Mhm.
tell her to save the world. But like even though they're from different universe, they're all still connected
Yeah.
somehow. And I was like, damn, that's pretty cool, you know?
This man, y'all didn't bring up one of the most funniest scenarios in the movie, man. It's
Was it-
Ratatouille, dude.
Oh.
Ratatouille. So Ratatouille, it start off her mom, Michelle Yeoh, she can't say Ratatouille, so she said Ratatouille, right? And then in another universe, she's a chef,
Yeah.
and she got fired because her job preferred this other guy who's really good at cooking, and it finds out this guy, kind of like the movie Ratatouille, he has a raccoon who hides under his chef hat and controls him to cook. And this was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like there was a part where she like snitched him out and animal control grabbed the
Yeah.
raccoon, and the dude was kind of, no, raccoon. It was
Yeah.
like ridiculously funny, man. That was like one of my favorite bits.
I forgot all about that universe for a second. Man.
It wasn't that
funny.
dude like the dude who fought Michelle Yeoh too in the Michelle Yeoh's universe? He was like an evil guy. I swear he was.
Yep, he was.
He
I
was
remember.
wasn't he not the butt plug guy?
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
I think he was.
I think so. I know, like a lot of the people, the side characters,
Oh,
they
yeah.
still show up in the
Yeah.
alternate universe.
So they're still like
Yeah.
connected somehow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and like towards the end, where like she's going after her daughter, like she fixes like all of them that they come towards her. I remember on the
Yeah.
staircase,
Mm-hmm.
and like she shows how like she kind of shows their world and like
Yeah.
the connection. Yeah, that
Yeah.
man, this movie is just phenomenal,
Yeah.
man.
Hey, I want to
Yeah.
share the most emotional moment that did resonate with me. So the whole movie, right? It showed the dad as the regular dad in the Michelle Yeoh's original universe. It showed the dad as a weakling,
Ooh,
right?
Yep.
Showed him a weakling. Michelle Yeoh is like she watches the TV screen of a manly guy dancing with a female. That's what she craves for.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, Michelle Yeoh's a badass, fighting, learning all this stuff. And then this is with the regular husband, not the alternate universe who knows how to fight and all that. And he shows his way how to fight, right? Like he never gives up. He's always there to give a helping hand.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then he tells
hell
Michelle
yeah.
Yeoh, that's your way of fighting. This is my way of
Mhm.
fighting. And that really resonated.
Hell
with me.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Because, like, I'm like him, I don't fight physically, but there's other
Weak
ways I
ass,
show how to
yeah,
fight,
yeah.
Right.
Like, this is that, like, that was one of the
Hell
most that
yeah.
resonated with me
yeah.
the most. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad like they gave him a chance to shine too. Like
Yeah.
even the normal father, like
Mm-hmm.
that shit was tight. And at the end where like she confronts her dad and then like she acknowledges him too, like in the background, like it's because of him and that's why your daughter or our daughter feels or he's like the hero for like their universe, like
Yeah.
in a
Mhm.
different way. Yeah. I love that too about
Yeah.
that they gave him a chance to shine. Yeah. And he wasn't just some useless
Yeah.
useless father or useless
Yeah.
guy. in
He was
there.
only useful when the Alpha Universe guy came into his body.
For real,
but no,
yeah.
but like, at the end, they was like, yeah, he's actually like really useful. He's actually like a person who like Michelle Yeoh was, oh yeah, that's like or superpower that everyone has, being kind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was
yeah.
like, okay, that's that's cool.
Yeah.
But there was a scene that I liked that when he first turned to the Alpha Universe husband, and you know how he had divorce papers that he was gonna show Michelle Yeoh, but he didn't
Mhm.
want to show her yet.
Mm-hmm.
But then when he got taken over, the Alpha Universe guy wrote down the directions on the divorce paper.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He gave it to her, and then she was like reading. Obviously, she didn't know it was the divorce paper because it was in the back
Yeah.
that was written on. So all these times, like when she was acting kind of weird, later on when they left, when they were gonna leave the IRS area, he saw the paper on the ground. And he looked at it and he was like, "Oh, she saw my divorce paper. This is probably why she's upset and
Yeah,
acting
yeah.
weird." And next thing when she was trying to talk, he was trying to talk to her, and she was like upset at him. And it was still kind of like, damn. She says stuff like she knows. She'll say stuff like she read the divorce papers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until when he finally brought the divorce papers, she was like, "What?" And I think like a lot of that happens in the movie where they have conversations, but one person's thinking about something and another person's actually thinking about something else. Like even when they're in the car talking, Michelle Yeoh was going through this like phase where she was fighting the IRS lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even like when Michelle Yeoh was having a conversation, she was pretty much just talking to herself about like what the hell is going on. But he thought like she was talking to him,
Yeah.
so they're having like this miscommunication.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times it was like all these miscommunications between them until like boom at the end they're like finally like good and okay,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So going back to the fun fact, did you guys know it was originally written for Jackie Chan?
Dude,
Yeah.
I could tell because one,
Yeah, I
that
was like,
dude looked like Jackie Chan.
That's what I was like. I was like, maybe that was like a homage to Jackie
Yeah,
Chan,
yeah.
like the fight scene in the
no,
beginning.
Michelle Yeoh's role was supposed to be for Jackie Chan.
Yeah. So it was
okay.
originally written for Jackie
Yeah.
Chan.
Okay,
So like I feel like his father,
the husband.
the
yeah.
fight scene in the beginning, I feel like it was almost like a homage to Jackie Chan. Like, 'cause
Yeah,
he
for
looked just
sure,
like him,
dude.
bro, in the fight
Yeah.
scene.
Dude, I thought about. I'm like, dude, is this the husband role, not the main role? Like, even I thought about, is this role supposed to be for Jackie Chan, dude? Because everything, every line, the humor, the action, I can see is so Jackie Chan, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I thought about that. It crossed my mind too. Like, was Jackie Chan supposed to be in a role in this movie? You know?
Mhm. I forgot the reason why Jackie didn't do it, but because I remember like before I watched the film, I researched it and they said it was originally written for Jackie Chan, and then, but I feel like it turned out perfect with Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah,
playing,
It
like,
turned
it
out
could not
perfect,
like it was
man.
meant to be, bro.
Yeah.
Like, cause like now that I think about
Yeah.
that, if Jackie Chan was in it, so it was like a father versus like a son
Yeah, yeah,
figure, like a
yeah.
father figure and a son figure. Like, they probably would have pulled it off too, but man,
Yeah.
like it turned
I
out.
feel like
perfect.
It
Michelle
turned
Yeoh
out
fit
perfect.
perfectly. So that
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
perfect, and I liked how they actually like used part of her like other movie roles in the movie too,
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
like her Crazy Rich Asian
Oh yeah,
roles, and, like,
Yeah,
her,
Crazy Rich. They like it's vibes from her movies,
yeah, all
like
her
her
mo-
kung
and like
fu
pretty much like her
movies.
real life stuff,
Yeah,
like shows in there, and
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
they use like
it's,
all her other
it's a bunch of
shit in there that
homage.
pretty much was part of the film. And I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I like the part when I forgot what it was, but when she started experiencing the multi-universe and everything, and
Mhm.
her face changed to like all the other universes
Yeah.
of her, you see like some evil shit.
Yeah.
you see like a
You
ghost.
see some random
Yeah.
shit. for sure.
You see like a fucking.
I think I saw a
oh,
werewolf.
Bro, I was like, no, this shit was so crazy. I was like, damn.
Like, literally every
Yeah,
universe
I
you
was
could
like,
think of.
Yo,
yeah.
it was so crazy. It was like
Yeah.
not even human no more. Some of the universes.
You know, like in the end, how like they're like talking to the IRS lady again, right? And she can still hear all the voices. What's you guys' thoughts on that? Do you feel like she acknowledges that, oh, like there's a bunch of universe, but I'm okay with the universe I'm in, or what did you guys take from that?
Yeah, cause like from the beginning, obviously when she first experienced her being famous without her husband, she like wanted to like not come back to her own universe.
Mhm.
But then like along the way, she kind of learned that like it's okay, like pretty much nothing matters.
Mhm.
So she's okay with like living in a laundromat, owning a laundromat with her family. So she's content with that now. So when she started hearing other voices, she was like that doesn't matter anymore. So then
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
from she
what did
learned.
Michelle Yeoh take of it? Right.
huh?
What did Michelle Yeoh take of it?
Well,
what
what
is
did you think
your-
of like
Oh.
that endings? Like,
Yeah, I think that was definitely the banger, emotional part. They definitely went full on. It was more like the dollars, like everything doesn't matter. The donut, the bagel.
mhm.
I feel like the bagel is like suicide, right? Suicide, depression, like everything, nothing matters. So I'd rather just go die or something like that. While Michelle Yeoh, since she experienced all the realities, she is like a gratefulness, right? She felt grateful, like, you know what? I still choose to be with you, right? I still choose to be with my daughter.
Mhm.
I still choose to be with my husband. So it's just kind of like, it's like a really deep meaning. Like, woulda, coulda, shoulda, but as long as I'm with you, that's all that really matters. That's how I
Mhm.
kind of take away from it.
Mhm. Yeah.
What did you take from it?
Like I didn't catch it at 1st
Uh-huh.
until like I watched like some videos on YouTube, just like what their thoughts was on the ending. So I didn't catch it at first. Like when
Mhm.
she's going through like the IRS, like the final time, like, oh, this is your last chance to bring all the paperwork that you need, and like she hears all the voices. And then
Oh,
she just,
that part.
yeah, and
Okay.
she hears all the voices at the end, and then she's just like content with like her life in her
Oh,
universe.
yep,
Like,
yep.
So I didn't catch it at first, but like after the fact, then it's like, oh yeah, like that's cool because everything after she's gone through everything, she's okay with like her life. Yeah, like you don't
Yeah.
have to have everything to be happy and everything. Yeah, I thought it was funny too how literally everything was an everything bagel, like
Yeah.
because like that's have you guys had like bagels?
I had these.
I never had an
salmon.
everything bagel.
Yeah, so like that's
No,
what
no.
made it funny for me because I was like, I've had an everything bagel, so they're literally using the everything bagel for everything. It's like, who the fuck thought of this, bro? So it made it even more funny.
Yeah,
for
that
me.
part was
Yeah.
funny though. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Alright, I changed my rating to 4.5 out of 5.
This dude.
9 out of 10.
It's cool. After
good.
You know,
that.
you
It's okay to
thinking
change
back
your
about it, it's
opinion,
just more like, it is an awesome ass movie, man.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's like a type of movie I'll buy on Blu-ray just to have,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
I would like that's a movie I wouldn't mind watching like at least twice in the theater.
Dude,
Mhm.
I was thinking about going back this weekend.
Like
To
I'll
watch
probably
it again.
like I'll go watch it with like my niece and nephew or anybody else who hasn't watched it, just so they can experience it and see
Yeah.
them experience it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's fun to see other people react to
Yeah.
it, right? Because you
Yeah.
enjoyed it, so
Uh-huh.
you want to see how if other people enjoy it too.
You know what's crazy? Because when I thought about me going watching it again, like I would enjoy other people's reactions to
Yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah. it's so fucking crazy. It's so
Yeah,
obnoxious,
it's so trippy, yeah.
emotional, everything,
Yeah.
everywhere, all at once. For real.
Yeah,
Literally.
It was awesome.
The film
Man,
title
I-
is literally explains.
But when I think of like the end of the year when they give out the awards, I don't know. I just feel like they might not win anything
Mhm.
just because they're more like a low budget film. Because I think it was like
Yeah.
25 million. Their budget was 25 million.
Mm.
So it was not like those super high Hollywood budget film. But to me, I was like, damn, dude, they created this with this low budget. Like that's so crazy. Like to me, I feel like they should win. But just knowing, kind of like how it is, they probably might not win
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
And when you do think of it, you still got like what is this? 8 months left until the year's over.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I'd say like they deserve at least an award for this film. But
Yeah, I agree.
just thinking
Yeah.
of it, like I don't even think people will give it to them just because it's low budget. And obviously, like to me, I feel like a lot of films with Asian actors, they don't really like get a lot of recognition.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because of like Parasite, Crazy Rich Asians, like it's starting to get up there. So hopefully this one might.
Yeah. It's very crazy because we started off back then talking about Gran Torino,
Mhm.
Mulan, Minari, and it's just pretty good seeing that there are finally genuinely or good Asian movies on a consistent basis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Mulan was probably the worst.
Mulan trash.
the worst.
Mulan set
Oh man,
just movies in general back.
how
She
did
was
Disney,
trash.
with all that money, screw up a movie like that?
Mm-hmm.
While this movie, everything, everywhere, all at once, budget so low, but it's a perfect movie, man.
But that's the reason why like when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh shit, this is something new. Plus like it's not like super hyped up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I don't really like movies where it's like super high budget, so you already know like, oh, it's super high budget. And I don't really like too much high budget movies anyways, because
Yeah,
to me when I watch them, it's either good or it's just the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this one I was like, oh, okay, damn, I think I should watch this. Plus, like, I don't think you really see Asian actors and actresses with these kind of type of roles, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, I feel like just because they do kung fu too, that's probably the reason why,
Yeah.
you know. But then I'm like, okay, I think this is like something new that other people are not used to seeing.
Mm-hmm. If you guys could sum up what you loved about the film, like what would it be? We could start with you, Kong.
I'll just say how I said at the beginning, man. Original. It's a surprise. You don't know what to expect, so you always, it's not like cliche, like the superhero movies or anything like that. You're always on the edge of your seat. Takes you on a ride. It's like I said, it's a similar experience to Parasite, where it takes you on a ride. It's not just one genre, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a family drama. Bam, it's an action movie. Bam, it's a sci-fi. Bam, it's a comedy. And yeah, that's why I love it. It's a ride, original ride.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. There's like all sorts of emotions in this movie, and it all hit perfectly too. There wasn't like the funny scenes are not funny at all, but the drama part of it was like super good. The funny scenes were super funny. The the dramatic scenes are super dramatic. The effects are super well done. The story was well put together. Everything pretty much made sense, you know. Like when Michelle Yeoh died, and then the end credits come, but the end credits really just is a transition to her celebrity world when she was watching the movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, all these like transitions and like stuff are like connect. Like, oh shit, this is cool, you know. The characters all connect, and it was just all put really well together. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in agreement. It's a roller coaster ride. Literally every emotion in your body will be touched.
Yeah.
As I said,
Yep.
funny, drama, sadness, love, emotional, and that makes me think like what makes a movie good for you guys? You know, like because I guess there's certain movies you go in and you already kind of expect like, oh, this is an action movie, so I expect good action. Like you said, like we didn't know kind of what was gonna happen in here, but then it literally threw everything at you. You know, like action, sad, emotional moments, funny stuff, and everything. So, because I've noticed I'm starting to trend more like thrillers, like shit that has a crazy twist at the end or something, or thrillers. You know, so that's kind of stuff that I like. But then this movie literally had everything, so I was like, bro, you about
everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah, you made me laugh. You made me almost cry. Like you made me.
Dude, maybe that's what the title's really for.
Yeah.
All these emotions. Yeah.
I think
So,
definitely the thing that took it home for me was the emotional impact it had. Right, the messages were so deep. It was just like, it's one of those movies you walk out and you feel better about yourself because of its messages. It tells you like, damn, that was deep. You know. Yeah.
I think everyone had these thoughts like, damn, what if like it was in another universe and I was way so much more successful, you know? What if I was living my dream and not doing this shitty stuff? And then I guess how they put it together was like, damn, it's crazy. Kind of makes you appreciate like, damn, like your life so far. Like, okay, yeah, you know. So yeah. Wait, was there a question that you asked?
Oh.
Just-
no, I don't really remember.
You just said what?
Oh, what makes a movie good to you in general?
Oh,
you
what
know?
makes
Oh,
a
in
movie good?
general.
In general, like, but
To
I
me,
said
I-
like in general, I like thrillers, but then that movie literally had
Oh,
everything, so
yeah.
it pretty much checked my box and everything else.
Yeah.
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 To me, number one is character development,
Yep.
or just character. The character has to be developed really well, and the story has to be really well. So, I am okay with the story building off slow. But if you're building off slow and I don't connect with the characters at all, after like a while, then it's kind of like I don't really care for this movie. I forgot what movie it was that I watched. And I'm like, I don't freaking care for these characters at all. No, it was like the Japanese zombie horror.
Oh,
Oh,
It was
yeah,
like
yeah.
these characters, I don't really care for them at all. You know.
all of us are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Korean. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
well,
but yeah, no, I agree with you for sure. Character development for me is definitely the message. I think this kind of relates to the message too, like a movie that makes you think too. Like it doesn't have to be deep, right? Because, like for example, one of my favorite movies of all times is Shutter Island, and that movie makes you think, but it's not like a deep message type of movie, but it's a deep thinking type of movie. It makes you think a lot, like. But yeah,
storytelling to me. Like I like a lot of twist movies too, like movies that has a twist in it, but I've seen so many that are so stupid. It's like I know there's a twist coming, so I'm kind of expecting it already. Like the movie, what is it? It's a Netflix movie. It's that long run-on sentence. The lady next door, in the window, across the street.
Yeah.
So that movie, I'm gonna spoil that shit too. So pretty much, she sees like people getting killed across at the neighbor's yard, across the street, and like she thinks it's the husband, but in the very end, it was the little daughter who was the murderer.
Oh.
And I was like, man, that's stupid, because there's the way how they acted it out and the way like they built it up. It was so dumb.
Sometimes like the twist is not worth it, right?
Yeah. I mean, it would be worth it if like the storytelling and the like character development or like the acting was just better. But when the daughter admitted that she was the killer, she's like, "No, I'm gonna kill you too." I'm like, what the fuck? You're a little ass girl. And
Yeah.
then the acting was so bad. I'm like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
this kind of ruined everything.
Yeah, you know, like it's a good movie when you're out. You think about it a lot, and you want to go watch it again, right?
Mhm.
Like you know the other time we talked about the Batman, and I said it was a good movie, but it's not a movie where I want to watch again. So that's
Mhm.
how you know it's not a really good movie.
Yeah.
But this is a movie where I want to watch again. So I'm probably gonna go watch it again this weekend.
So,
Nice.
what other movies have you watched before this that you considered something that you could watch again?
Avengers: Infinity War for sure. That's one of the movies where I watched, and I watched bootleg right after I watched it in the theater.
That you watch it again?
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
is Infinity War the last one or Endgame?
Endgame's the
was
last one.
right?
Infinity War's the
So
one
you like
before
Infinity War better, actually?
that. I like Infinity War way better than
The one where
Endgame.
Thanos snapped the finger
Yup.
and then
Yeah, just the similar thing, like
yeah.
everything everywhere all at once is a ride of emotions, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And just I want to relive it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, like, for most recent, I don't know. Like, I thought Spider-Man No Way Home was pretty good because it also was pretty emotional, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert, yeah, because you see, like, all the other Spider-Mans, and then being people who watched the original Spider-Man and seeing
Mhm.
him show up was like, oh, damn, that's cool. And then they all have, like, their chance to share their story to the
Mhm.
current Peter Parker. So I feel like I would rewatch that, but for sure, yeah, like I would agree. Avengers, I would rewatch that too. Probably Infinity War and Endgame, yeah, because they both were pretty good. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie. A24 in general, a lot of movies I see from them, I always want to watch it again. Like The Green Knight, Minari, what else? Hereditary. I've watched that one for sure. That's like my favorite
Yeah.
horror movie of all time for
Hered-
sure.
Mm.
I could rewatch Hereditary. I rewatch Inception all the time because I still like rewatch it. Like, damn, did he really? Was it really just a dream, or is he awake yet? You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I rewatch it all the time because it's something where it's like an open ending,
Yeah.
and it's just everything from the beginning to end was like, damn, this shit's pretty good.
Oh yeah, and another movie, my favorite movie of all time, Shutter Island. Like Shutter Island is those movies where you watch every time, and you see something new.
Mm,
I watched it 5 times. I still get something new from that
Mm.
movie. Like, you know, at first I watched the ending. I thought it meant one way. I watched it again, and then the ending meant the opposite. I'm like, damn, you know. That's why Shutter Island is like probably one of my favorite movies of all times too.
Mm.
Mm.
Well, any last words for Everything, Everywhere, All at Once?
Go watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Go watch it. I would also ask, like, what do you guys kind of hope, since we came into this movie watching it and not really expecting,
Mm-hmm.
not really knowing what to expect. So what do you guys kind of hope for, like, a next top movie that you guys might want to see?
For me, the most intriguing film next is Jordan Peele's movie.
Ooh,
Nope.
Nope.
Like, that trailer was just like, what the hell is going on? Like, you get a sense of like, okay, it's probably gonna be aliens, but
Yeah.
you know, Peele with the movies he make, like, he
Yeah.
got some crazy shit going on. So like that one for sure is like the most intriguing one that I want to go see next. Yeah, I want to see Nope.
For me, it's Nope too, because I love original story movies, right? Like, what's his first movie? Key and Peele, Key,
Get Out.
whatever. Get Out.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the same, right? You go in, you don't know what to expect. You know, that's the same exact thing as Parasite, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I feel like Nope's gonna be the same way, and I just like going to a movie and it's original and fresh. I don't know what to expect, so I'll say Nope for sure. Yeah.
I don't have one, honestly.
You didn't you see the Nope trailer when you watched that movie? You didn't.
I thought, I was like, okay, interesting, but it wasn't
But
like,
you was like, Nope. Yeah.
it wasn't like when I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once, I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this shit.
Yeah.
No, it was like, okay, it seemed interesting, but I guess it was kind of like you guys are, oh, it seemed interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess for me, like, I haven't seen a good
'Cause,
alien movie in
his-
a minute. You know?
His last movie I thought was okay.
Oh yeah, that one's alright.
What was it called? It's about that family.
It's like the family, but they had like another. There's like another same family.
Yeah.
or
It's
something.
like there's a alternate version
Yeah.
of you
Yeah.
underground.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's
That one I
alright,
thought
yeah.
was okay.
Yeah.
But this one's alien though. Yeah.
Yeah, this one I was like, okay, I'm kind of interested, but I just wasn't in that. Yo, I'm gonna go watch this shit.
Mm,
you
mm,
know,
mm.
I'll probably wait a little bit, see like how people react. But then yeah,
But ain't it crazy how like you can love a movie and somebody else just don't like?
yeah,
That shit is so crazy. Like really, it's
Yeah.
really to each their own. Like
mhm.
like I like this movie so much that if somebody told me they didn't like it, I would not know what to say.
Yeah,
I'd be like, how could you not like it? And like I've heard, like we all loved Hereditary, and I've
Mhm.
heard people say they hate it, and I'm like, what? Like that
Yeah.
makes no
Yeah.
sense. But then I guess it goes the same way. Like some people loved Batman, and I'm someone who doesn't like Batman.
Some
so-
people like Venom, man. I fucking hate
yeah,
Venom.
so it's just so crazy. Like literally, everybody has their own taste, you know, and you kind of expect people to have, you expect people to agree with you, right? Like,
yeah,
because it's just natural, right? That people
Mhm.
agree. You feel like people should feel the same way you feel, but yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Like to me, like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, like no one could not like that movie. Everyone has to like that
Mhm.
that trilogy.
Have you
And,
heard people say they don't like it?
I never heard it.
Right, so
So it's like,
one day
but,
when that
but I never.
happens-
It's not like I go around asking people
Yeah.
too. You know,
I have to start that, bro. Yeah.
Hey, you like Lord of the Rings? But yeah, and I feel like this Everything Everywhere All at Once is like a movie. Like I feel like, okay, no one should like not like this movie unless they're like into super simple movies. You know?
Yeah, like so I went on Rotten Tomatoes just to kind of see the reviews, right? And you see like a couple of like ones where people don't like it, and then
Mhm.
I think one critic said that there's just too much. It's a sci-fi film that has too much going on or something, and I was like, huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like this shit all makes
No.
sense. Like it all
Yeah.
connects.
Here's the
you
thing
know, or,
about like
so it's just funny.
Yeah, I
man.
saw this one. I was watching this one guy's video review too. He was like, it's good, but he said like, it's not like the best because like he didn't understand what was going on. I'm like,
huh?
right?
It's not-
That's why you watch it a second time.
it's not those movies where you have to deeply think about it. Like
Mhm.
honestly, it's just more like if you can you relate to it. If not, just go look online. Like what did it mean? You know, it's a really simple thing. You can relate to it. You know, but I think like I don't know. I'm gonna just generalize this. Like Western society, we tend to like to categor like we like categories, right? Chinese food, Indian food, curries. This bread is Italian bread. This bread is that bread, right? Same thing with movies. It has to be for some reason one genre only in American films, right? But you look in like Korean films, it's like at least two genres:
Mm-hmm.
horror and drama, or horror and
Comedy,
love,
yeah.
comedy
Mhm.
and action. You know, yeah. So, yeah, I just noticed some people they just don't like when they can't determine what kind of genre it is,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, come on, man.
Wait, have you guys seen the Tenet?
I
I never seen it, but
I did.
I heard people say like
I haven't.
it's so confusing. I don't like it.
Yeah,
because they don't get it.
That was definitely one
Yeah.
film that I was like, "What the hell is going on, bro?" Like, even I YouTubed it, and when they explained it,
You still
like-
like what the hell?
like they explained it really well, but they explained it so well that like there's so much going on that it doesn't even matter. Like,
Yeah.
I heard like, is it like more like a scientific explanation?
it's just like so many timelines, and like this connects back to this connects back to this connects back.
Oh.
But like in the movie while you're watching, you don't know that that's happening. But then once somebody explains, you're like, "Oh, so that's what was happening." But then at the end, it's like, well, shit, I didn't realize that in the movie, so it doesn't even matter, you know? Like,
No, that's the main reason why I haven't watched it yet, because I heard it's super confusing. But
it is.
it's not good because they like try to do too much where the general audience will not understand.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I never really got into watching it because of that reason. Because I feel like it's a movie that you have to be in the mood for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like Everything Everywhere All at Once, you kind of have to be in the mood for a movie like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like.
But that movie they do explain it too, so it was kind of like.
But more like
okay.
just the ride, you know. Like, do you want to get like your emotion sensed, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, do you want to feel a bunch of your emotions? Then, yeah. But some people, I just want to put something in the back, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
But I mean, the end of Tenet was cool. Like
Mhm.
the ending is cool, and there's like a little bit of emotion behind it too. But then like again, the whole during the movie, I was like, yo, what is going on,
What
man?
the
Like
heck?
this shit is kind of cool, but I don't really get it, you know?
I'll probably watch it though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll probably watch it too.
because Christopher Nolan, right?
Yeah,
the
one of
guy
my
who-
favorite directors of all time,
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan.
And if y'all didn't know, he's the one that did the Dark Knight.
Yeah, Dark Knight
trilogy.
trilogies. Check out his movies too. I would say literally all his movies are pretty good.
Yeah, I think Tenet was the only one that was like, damn, this is so cool, but so freaking
Yeah.
confusing. Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. But yeah,
Alright, man.
last words for
Yeah.
everywhere. Cool for you. For the
Let's go
film?
watch it when it comes out. I don't think it comes out in every theater right now, right? They slowly just release it out. So if it comes to your area, I would recommend you go watch it. And if it comes out on DVD, even though we don't buy it no more, buy it.
Yeah. Yo, I feel like, the hype for Parasite. There's that hype around it.
Yep, yep.
This is like a repeat of that moment, right? It's an underdog, or it's like a indie type film. It's a BIPOC movie, people of color, and like there's hype around it, and the hype is real. Like
Mhm.
it needs it's hype, man.
It
Like,
needs
go on.
even more hype.
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't even have enough hype.
Yeah,
But-
just because, like I said, man, it's a low budget film, so there's like not really any hype behind it, and the actresses and actors, I don't really think there's really much hype. Michelle, you'll have always the hype, but it's not like as much hype as like American
the
actors.
Batman and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. My final thing is go watch it too, man. If you haven't watched it, be ready to experience literally everything.
Everywhere.
all at once.
Hey.
Bye.
We're
Peace.
good.
Peace.